Boxing Comedian Association with Boxer, Joe Gallagher. Your first fight with SION Yaxley. How impressed were you with the young man?
Yeah, listen, it was a good performance by him. 4 rounds, didn't take a shot, and little things that we'd worked on the gym. He did there tonight. He used his jab very well, and as the rounds went on, you could see him warming up like a good race car. So it was a good learning fight for him, and not only that though, he's been under huge pressure this week. Obviously his missus is due. He's on the car on the way back now, so we thought it might have come today. So he's had that all week, and then the pressure, obviously fighting and trying to impress his new stablemates, his new coach and all that. So I thought he acquitted himself very well, and I think they were about to throw the towel in the fourth at the bell, but it was just about a case of him getting out, getting 4 rounds and doing things that we'd worked on in the gym. And I think it was round 3 when he did open up to the body. It looked very, very, very impressive. So yeah, I was really pleased with him.
I can imagine a lot of fighters asking you to train them. So what was it about SION that appealed to you and you thought, you know what, I'll take this kid on?
He'd been in the gym many times in the past sparring. Kieran said to me, SION said, would you have a look at him? So I said, well, come down like everyone, have a trial for a month, see if he likes it, if we like him, and see if I can do something with him. After the month, usually it's like, well, you might think I'm a prick and you're a prick, so we just part ways without announcing anything. But SION sparred very well with Mark Hearn. He was punctual, his attention, his listening, and he's ambitious, and you can do stuff with kids that are dedicated and ambitious.
It'll be interesting to see where your journey takes you with SION Yaxley. But the rest of your fighters, you've got loads of fights coming up. You have Tasha, just new world champion in your gym. You mentioned Mark Hearn's got a British title fight coming up. What else have you got coming up?
2 weeks tonight we have Paul Butler. He's fighting Casamaiora in Liverpool for the world title. That's a great fight, but it's a very hard fight. Casamaiora is a ferocious world champion. He said something this week that he's got to decapitate Paul Butler, so he's coming with it. But Paul Butler's training's been very good, and yeah, it's got to be a great night in Liverpool with the support there. A week later we have Callum Thompson down in London on a Frank Warren show. Callum Thompson, I think, is a really red hot prospect, so I'm looking forward to him to shine under the spotlight in front of Frank. Then after that we move to Charlie Edwards in May, who's in a world title final eliminator, so that's a big fight for him. Then we've got Mark Hearn's purse bids next week, as you said, for the British title, so we'll find out a date and a venue for that. Natasha then, the Hannah Rankin fight, as long as she defends it, that's a done deal. And yeah, Callum Johnson will be back out soon, Marcus Morrison, Macaulay McGowan, and SION Yaxley. Yeah, so it's a busy stable at the moment. It's a lot of young lions in it that are hungry for success.
With regards to Paul Butler, Casamaiora obviously didn't make the weight last time, and I've read somewhere that apparently there's a replacement opponent on standby just in case the same happens. How do you cope with that mentally? Obviously you're preparing for Casamaiora, but it could potentially be somebody else on fight night.
Yeah, well, they did that last time, and the stand-in opponent, but the world title wasn't on the line. Casamaiora didn't fail weight on the scales. He went to hospital, played a really good stroke, so the WBO couldn't strip him, so he will have to hit the scales this time. If he doesn't, he'll be stripped. But as far as then to say, oh, well, he's not fighting, we've got him on standby, that's very hard, because you've trained one way for another, and I don't think there's many world-class fighters that have standing opponents at world level. Very much like saying Josh Warrington's fighting Kiko Martinez, but he failed weight, but instead here's Lee Wood. It's a huge ask to ask Paul Butler to do that, and I don't think that would be the case. If he fails weight, then the most probably fight will get made again for whoever. I think it's Rashid Warren who's the number 1, but we'll wait and see, and all the talking will stop come 2 weeks tonight if he makes weight.
You sure will. You've got a lot of young fighters in your stable. Obviously you manage some of them as well. There's obviously so many platforms fighters can go on at the minute. There's a big debate on what's right and what's wrong. Where do you think is the best place for young fighters to potentially start their careers now if they got the opportunity with a TV platform behind them?
Well, listen, the magnitude of both networks are hugely powerful, BT and Sky Sports. Obviously you've got Frank in 2 weeks as well with Tyson Fury. Frank signed not a lot of what I call number one picks, first drafts, but Olympians, but he signed the ABA champions, the boys clubs champions, them type of kids, and you see that stable growing now with 8-0 prospects like your Sam Noakes and Nick Ball's fighting Isaac Lowe. So you've got all them kids beginning to come through, and he's got fighters in good positions. So BT is a huge, powerful platform. The only thing it doesn't have is a BT News, where Sports News, what Sky Sports News has. You and I know we could be sat in David Lloyd's watching Sky Sports News and up ups some bit of boxing. We can be in a bar in Benidorm or in Portugal or wherever, but that Sky Sports News channel is so powerful, and I think you only have to look at, and this is no dig by the way, you only have to look at the team with the zone now, the fighters at with the zone, that they're on the zone on the platform, but they don't seem to be having the profile that they did do when they were attached to Sky. And that's not just me saying, that's everyone saying it. You don't see much of Katie Taylor on Sky Sports News now. Do you know what I mean? I forgot the other week that Josh Warren was fighting Kiko Martinez because it was too wrapped up in Riatpur and the Riatpur fight. Dion Juma, do you understand? Because it's what you used to, that drip feeding all the time. So yeah, but like I say, there's so many platforms. You also have Eurosport, a huge platform with Probellum, the Zone Channel 5. I talked to Mike Shinfield tonight, and I was just saying, even back at your day, we've never had it so good for platforms to show, and that helps fighters, that helps them get the publicity, it helps them get sponsors, that the sponsors are getting on television and being seen. So it's quite of a ripple effect, but hand at the moment, that Sky machine, such a huge, powerful machine, and what that's doing now is showing fighters that necessarily weren't on Sky before, that were with Matchroom, that have gone to the zone. It's giving them a chance to be seen, and obviously Natasha, the Brooke Khan fight was done, Clarissa Shields, Savannah Marshall, them type of fights are happening now, and other young prospects, the two kids that Shane McGuigan's got, Bradley Ray from Manchester, that most probably wouldn't have got them opportunities if I did stay. So yeah, it's good for everyone, but I'd have to say BT and Sky Sports, they're the two big players at the moment.
It's quite a fair assessment, Joe, and I can't let you go without asking you, because you and Eddie have had loads back and forward over the years. What's your relationship like with Eddie at the moment?
Last time I spoke to Eddie, they reached out the other week for a fight for Marcus Morrison, but Marcus wasn't in the gym at the time. So yeah, they've offered us fights. The matchmaker's been in touch, but I haven't seen him personally. So yeah, no, listen, I'm sure last time I think I've seen Eddie, I think it might have been Katie Taylor Tasha fight week. I think that might be it. I can't remember if there's been anything since. So yeah, but like anything, boxing's a village. We all have to work with each other, and we all have to go on. Eddie's doing thing, I'm doing my thing. I'm sure if I have a fighter that makes sense, that Eddie wants to put with us, I'm sure there'll be business. Boxing's boxing and business is business.
That's a fair point, Joe. Thank you for your time, and all the best with your stable and the upcoming fights you've got coming up.
Cheers, no problem. Good to see you down at the small hall shows tonight. Well done.
Well, I thought this week there's nothing big happening apart from Triple G, so I'm here tonight and I'm at Kevin Maurice's show tomorrow.
Oh right, okay then, good, brilliant. And I just wanted to say on that in the small hall show, it's just a shame not to see a familiar face tonight. Tommy Dixon, who passed away this week, was a huge supporter of grassroots boxing. He's been at Kieran's show, he's been at mine show. A couple of weeks ago he was at Mark Heffron's show, Kevin Maurice's show in Oldham, Thingy, so he's a character that's will be sorely missed, and thoughts and prayers go out to his family in this sad time.
I was only watching a video of him a week ago, and he was completely on it and knows all boxing currently, so it's a shame, innit?
Yeah, no, it is, and you just never know, do you? You got to make the most of each day when it comes.
100%, Joe. Thank you.
Cheers, thank you.